Hi everyone, this is Mia, and here you're going to hear me talking about my capstone final presentation about alternate reality games and how to use gameplay to tell a story. Let me first briefly introduce ARG in case you don't know what it is. ARG refers to alternate reality games, and it was defined as an interactive narrative that uses the real world as a platform, often involving multiple media and game elements, to tell a story that may be affected by participants' ideas or actions. And there are also some shared features of ARGs, like overarching narrative participation, discrete problems, and multiple information delivery from the puppet master. The puppet master refers to the developer of an ARG, and they usually embedded the philosophy of this is not a game. The Beast is one of the good examples that to explain these concepts. In fact, the Beast is considered as the first ARG in the world. Physically, it tells a story. In 2142, Janae found that her friend Evan Chen was murdered. She started an investigation into this incident, and she uncovered the series of cases that includes murders, human and artificial intelligence. This ARG is used in the promotion of the movie Artificial Intelligence in 2001. And the entrance point of this ARG is in the movie's promotion poster, and it leads user to the theory of websets. After collecting information, the user will be using those informations to solve puzzles and understand the whole story of Janae and her friend. And they also will find out the artificial intelligence company in the ARG story, and that also appeared in the movies. The experience of the audience collecting information together and solving those puzzles to reveal the story is considered as the first ARG in the world. In the article, Emergent Narrative, Collaborative Storytelling Towards Narratological Analysis of Alternate Reality Games, Dr. Felicius mentioned that a classic debate between narratologists and ludologists about whether ARG is a form of storytelling or a gameplay. I think the answer to this question is not important because obviously you can say that ARG is both a gameplay and a storytelling. I think the important part of this division is that what is the relationship between the game structure and its narrative structure? Which part is more important for ARG? And can the gameplay make the story more appealing, or the story creates fun for the game? So from narrative perspective, I wanted to know how the game mechanism of ARGs contributes to its narration. For individual or grassroots developers, how can we use ARG gameplay as a method of narration to tell an immersive and appealing story? To answer this question, I did both case study and a demo of ARG. Let's begin with the case study. For the case study in this research, I selected 5 iconic ARGs and analyzed them in terms of their developers, story summary, styles, entry point, ending point, elements, media and platforms, and gameplay. These 5 ARGs are made in different time periods and by different developers. Some of them are large game companies, and some of them are indie studios, and even individuals like undergraduate students. Here, the scales refers to how many users needed to solve all the puzzles. And the entry point refers to where the story begins, and ending point is where it ends. Elements, media, and platform and gameplay is a group of concepts of what media and platform have been used in an ARG. Media and platforms could be videos, websites, and audios, and the elements are what they are called in the storyline. The gameplay is how users interact with certain kind of media or platforms and what kind of information they can get from these platforms. So today in this presentation, I'm going to talk about 2 of them in details. The The first one is the Frog Fraction 2, and the second one is the White Dwarf. The Frog Fraction 2 is about crowdfunding on Kickstarter for a sequential project of Frog Fraction. And they launched on the internet, and users have to collect tons of pieces of information to solve puzzles together to get the game launched. It contains a huge amount of information, and users need to be familiar with plenty of methods to decode information, like GPA files and base64. And some information even hides in the lyrics of songs and the plot of existing films. And the connection between each puzzle is very complex too. Frog Fraction 2 was considered the most complex ARG in the world, and also the greatest ARG as well. The White Dwarf was developed by the Rusty Lake Studio, and it was considered part of the Rusty Lake universe. The story is related to the world of the Rusty Lake games, and for this ARG, the users have to collect information from different platforms and save other patients from the White Dwarf Health Center. I found something interesting that both White Dwarf and the Frog Fraction 2 are wonderful ARGs, but it seems that the White Dwarf is more focused on the story, the narration part, and the plot of the whole game is really complete. And if you cannot finish the game without the plot. But meanwhile, the Frog Fraction 2 is more focused on its game structure. It has a huge amount of different game mechanisms and tons of puzzles, extremely complex game structure, and the narratives element seems less important in this ARG. After doing this case study, I made my own little demo as well. It's called Have You Seen This Man? This man refers to a person who claimed to have repeatedly seen in dreams worldwide since 2006, but is never found in the real world. And in my ARG, in this story, this man is a real human, but he was kidnapped and only has his mind now. He doesn't have a physical body anymore. He was used as a puppet to steal others' dreams, and the organization that kidnapped him, it was called Dream Archive, and the name was used in the ARG is the Latin version of Dream Archive. And I tried to use multiple platforms like a poster or videos on YouTube, and you can also find those informations from the YouTube comment, and also decode the information from the audios of the YouTube video. From the case study and the demo, I conclude 3 points to tell an immersive story using ARG gameplay. The first one is for puzzles, provide the tools to solve the puzzle in the story. This is for a better user experience. It is one of the flaws that Frog Fraction 2 for its puzzle sometimes are too complicated for some user, and they will not be able to enjoy the whole process. So if the method of solving certain puzzle, for example, like converting the spectrum of a piece of audio, could make it part of the plot, then the user experience will be better. And the second one is for multiple media and platforms, keep their meanings and roles in story consistent. Indeed, multiple media and platforms can make the experience more immersive. And what's more, all of the elements in the White Dwarf ARG is surrounding the White Dwarf Health Center, while the Frog Fraction 2's elements are not as consistent as the White Dwarf. They sometimes are separated and have their own plot and story. And the third one would be at the ending point, like reality and alternate would collapse. If the ending of the story of the ARG could also be the connecting point to the reality, it can make the whole experience and the whole story feel complete. So these findings brought me to my future plans. For the future plan, I will make my own ARG next semester. I will try to use the strategies, methods, and findings this semester and apply them in my implementation. I have started writing the scripts and have prepared about 3 different stories to be developed. I will refine the stories during the winter break and decided on which one to be used. And started my development of the game as soon as the next semester begins. So this is pretty much what I have today. And feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions or comments. And I hope you enjoyed this presentation. Thank you.